My name is Tollie Corder, and I volunteer at Henry's Place. I've been a resident in Beaumont since about 1977. Moved here from the West Texas area. Been married for almost 51 years to my wife, Peggy. She's my best friend. I have 2 daughters, 6 grandchildren. Can't forget those. My wife and I got started really working with the homeless because where we worked together, we were near the interstate, and we saw a homeless man sleeping under the interstate. And my wife said, I'm going to fix him some breakfast and take it to him some morning. She did, and we took it to him. He was asleep the first time, so we just left it there. We kind of watched from the window, and he finally sat up and ate it. The next day we went again, and he was awake, and we got to talk to him and visit with him. Through that, we developed a relationship with him. We brought him to church with us. We had him in our home for Thanksgiving meal. Just really got to understand what it meant to be homeless. One of the places he mentioned a lot was Henry's Place. He said he went there because he was able to have an address for one, to get his mail and things like that. He could get breakfast and do his laundry and take a shower. Those were really important things for homeless people to be able to do and have a place to go. When I retired, I said, if I'm going to volunteer somewhere, that's where I want to volunteer, is at Henry's Place, because it meant so much to him to have a place to go. That's where I started out. When I went to Paula, just talked to her about volunteering at Henry's, and I specifically said that. She was kind of surprised because she said Henry's is a hard place to keep volunteers. And I kind of get that. One of the things I was a little surprised about when I started at Henry's was kind of how run down the place was. And it hasn't gotten any better. Wash machines are always broken. Sometimes they'll have just oatmeal and grits, and other times they'll have donuts and cold pizza, and they're always happy to get that kind of stuff. And some days they'll have plenty of soap, and other days they won't when they go to take a shower or do laundry or whatever. I was surprised at just how little support there was for Henry's. I stay because I see their real need, and I feel like I'm making a difference there. I've got a personality that is calming. They like me. They like to see that I am genuine with them and care for them. They don't get that a lot. When they're out in the world, they're seen as people who shouldn't be liked, I guess, who shouldn't be loved. You know, they've gotten themselves in these situations, and people judge them a lot. And quite frankly, most of them did get themselves in that situation. Most of them have burned bridges that with their family and with their employers and with people around, it's hard for them to get help. It's hard for them to get compassion. It's hard for them to get people that genuinely love them. I guess that's why they care for each other so much, is because they're all in that same situation, and they're the only ones that's going to love them. So that's why I got into it, I guess, is because I saw how much impact we had with Brad, the homeless man that I was telling you about. And even though I'm there only once a week, it just seems like when I come back, you know, we're together again. We're like I'd been there every day almost. Many people are very grateful for what Henry's is there for. They will thank me for being there behind the desk, scheduling their shower. They will thank me for doing their laundry. They will thank me for just caring for them, just talking to them, because they realize that we're there for them. I think a lot of the problems that we have between one another is just we don't know each other. We don't sit in each other's shoes. We don't really understand. I see both kinds there. I see those that are living as victims, and I see those that try their hardest and do what they can to get out of the situation that they're in, because they know that if anybody's going to care for them, it's got to start with themselves. And if they don't care for themselves, who else is going to? When I talk to some of them about Henry's Place, they say that very few cities, those of them that have been outside the Beaumont area, have any place like Henry's or some other place to go to. It is a bigger support to them than they've seen in even big towns like Houston. For one, they get their mail. They can come in, they sign in, they can check for mail. That's the only place they can get Social Security checks or disability checks, things like that. Many of the places that they go to require an address. They give Henry's as their address. And that's always been a good thing for them to be able to do that. Through the years that I've been there, I've developed a lot of friendships with many of the homeless people. I probably know more of their names than I do my own family's names. And it's because you get to know them and get to talk to them and get to hear their story. And they're real people. They're humans that have had issues, both financially or mentally or health-wise. They're just good people to get to know.